Hello everyone, I'm Great Luke, thank you for joining me, and welcome back to episode 83 of Factorio with the Space Exploration mod, where we just finished a small setup to produce Space Rail, and I guess now it's going to be all about designing how we are going to build our big space base, I guess. So I believe I've been mentioning city blocks as an idea, which is just the idea of, planting rail in the full, or in all space, I guess. But having lots of rail between setups. So let's just get the general idea down first. If this was a perfect square or something, you would just take this with however much rail you want between the setups or whatever, and just keep expanding like that. And you can just have different setups in between all of these. So that's what we want to achieve, basically. Of course, I have no idea how big I want these squares to be and how we want to unload stuff. But let's just start by building the basic rail sections that we need. So I don't think I'll be using double-headed trains for this, because I didn't really see any upsides to it. And without upsides, why would we do it? So I'm just doing the normal one locomotive, 4 wagons. And we need a bunch of train stuff here. Need those. So first of all, we need sections that can hold a full train. This is not done correctly though, those should be up there. So now we can paste this on top of itself. The junctions between these, I don't usually do 4-way junctions, I only do T sections. And rather than trying to do something fancy, why don't we just do a roundabout? Though again, I haven't tried actually doing that before, so... So this is the tightest roundabout we can make. Does that work with this? Something like that should work on all 4 sides, as long as we can... Why is this not connecting? Okay. Because I took a bad blueprint. That makes sense. So this train can go to the right, to the top, to the left, and back down if it wants to. I am just going to pull this away from here, because I don't want this to necessarily be part of this blueprint. I just want to see how everything goes together. So as always, going into a junction, we do chain signals. We separate the parts. Like that. And going out, we just have normal signals. So that should work as a junction, I think. And considering how many of these we'll have plastered all around the map, We don't want to consider having multiple lanes or anything. This should be fine. Because we have multiple lanes if they just go to the other side of a setup. Good. Does this go right up against this? No. I'm going to just move these out one tile then. On two sides. We will not do this yet. I will wait until I'm sure how large I want these to be and stuff. So in the setups, I expect we don't want to use robots for a lot of stuff. But maybe we do. I'm just testing an idea here. If we had this as our base area, had rails all around it, we could let's just move this out of the way, have a copy of this over here, so we can play around with this how we want to. So this would be a setup, and we could just paste that all around. We wouldn't have overlapping robot networks or anything. But that means that I need to bring construction stuff for the rail and stuff. Whereas if we covered the whole rail network in robot ports, we could just have one central location bringing rail out with robots. This also means that we have some spaces in here that will be in the way of our construction. Maybe that's not too good. What would be most annoying and least annoying? I mean, it's not like... Well, if we want to potentially put down 100 of these setups, it's going to be annoying to put all of that rail down with my robots. We could bring a rail just into each setup, just build the basic setup and then have robots from here build the surrounding rail. But I don't think that's the best. Well, it's not going to be that much easier than just building it myself. Can also do something like this. And have robot networks all along the rails. But then we can't use robots in these setups because they would be connected to the full network and we would have robots coming from hundreds of miles away. Unless we did something like this, of course. We could also use this setup for building everything. And then when we have a station where we actually want a robot network, we could just go and remove surrounding robot ports, and then we have plenty of space to build ours now. I think that's the best idea I can come up with on the spot without having tested this, seeing how it feels. Is this the size we want, though? I mean, it can contain this full glass setup barely, though. But if we wanted to scale this, we could just have two setups right next to each other. It just means a little bit more work with trains, but I can live with that, I think. How many sections do we have between these? A little more than 2. That looks to be almost the middle. Is this better? It looks better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's fine. Now, if we just make sure that all horizontal setups are like this, and all vertical are like that, this overlaps here, and the others overlap. It just wouldn't overlap if we did this. We would get extra signals then. So yes, this is a potential base setup. I'm just cleaning that up a bit. Now for loading and unloading. You can do something like that. Potentially on all 4 sides. Before we do this, I think I just want a base blueprint of this. Good. If we put this here, we can cause problems. So this would have to be a chain as well. And then have normal signals here. And then normal signals there. Yeah. And with this we could have 4 train stations for each setup here. Oh, I rotated that the other way, I guess. Okay, that's fine. We will just ignore that. Is there any point in trying to make this symmetrical in any way? Or is it okay to do that? Just rotate this, even though the signals are a little bit off then? I think it's fine. Was this right up against its output? It wasn't. I just want them to be across from the other signals, to be honest. That seems to be the most important part for me, which is this one. Okay. So up to 4 stations, unless we do even more stuff. I'm just going to name this unused. And we can see how much space we have here. Could potentially have more stations on each side. It will lessen the area we have to work with. And it's all just a question if we want this area to be larger, adding another train section between them or something. Or just extending these to their full length, potentially. I couldn't have a setup like this in there, obviously. But I don't want to make it large enough so that we can anyway. We would just make smaller setups with beacons and stuff. And then duplicating that. First of all, let's just finish this idea and then I can start doing other ideas afterwards. I haven't put any power poles down, but that's just how it is. This is an idea. And I think it replaces, well, it's just a evolution of that one, I guess. So if we want to extend this, we could do something like that. And we could try to make this somewhat nice. Having 2 tiles between the roboport and these on each side. And we have plenty of space for a train there. Do we also have plenty of space if we add the stations though? If we had this right up against there, then this is not enough space. But hey, we can just move the bottom ones up. As long as we make sure to just rotate this. No, that doesn't work on the other side, because the output would be over here. And yes, we can make it work if these are just not symmetrical. And maybe that's how we do it. Is this too big? Oops. I don't know. It might not be big enough for the signals. Let's just try doing this. Now my stuff here doesn't line up anymore. First of all, we still want these all to be chains. Okay, that should work better. This rotates around itself without problems, right? I don't want that extra rail, but whatever. Yes, no problems. Good. And these all exactly where they need to be. Oh, this is just not connecting because of unpoweredness. So this connects to the middle of that one, so does that. Okay, should be fine. And right now these can just rotate however we want. Right? Yes. Good. So this is totally unhinged on the direction it is placed. That is good. I still want to be able to have stations going all around here. We don't necessarily need the whole length, but I don't think it's a problem if we do. Then we can potentially have space in here for another train to come in and sit and wait without blocking anything. So here we have outputs. This needs to move to be accommodating a full train between the two signals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This can still do a full train, so that's good. But we can't down here. Which sucks. Which means this signal is just not necessary. So we still only have basically one signal between these. Is that the middle? And yes, I know those two are not across from each other, but it would mean we could rotate it. And that's also a nice way of knowing if they are in the middle. They are not. But those should be. No, I made it. Wait, no, I didn't. They are in the middle. Good. So that should work. We need to consider fuel for these trains. I think. Though we could have some of these setups just be train stackers with fuel. And then we only allow one train, or maybe two, to ever go to these stations. And they just always sit for 2 seconds at the stackers, so we have stations at the stackers. That could be a possibility. I'm moving on untested ground here, so I don't actually know if there are any obvious pitfalls to this idea. So it would be nice if we could still at least reserve a little bit of space on one of these. Well, one of the sides for fuel and stuff. Bringing fuel around by belt is just annoying though, but we could do it. Now we should be able to just rotate this around itself. And put that down. Can we have 2 trains in here? That is 1 train. That is another. We can easily have 2. Good. Oh, we can still just take this and rotate to play stuff. Good. And then we can unload stuff from the wagons. But I don't know how we want to do that yet. I think I need to try this out in practice. Having made this bigger setup, let's just compare it to the old one. It's bigger. I made some improvements to this so it doesn't have to be as awkward. Now this is more rotatable, right? Yes, with the exception of the signals out here that I for some reason messed up. And last one, hopefully. Those were right. Which ones? Yeah. So now it's rotatable, right? Except I didn't fix some of these, apparently. What? Too close to existing rail signals. On the bottom we have a problem. On the right we have a problem. And on the left we have a problem. So those should be good. The station side is one further ahead. This looks to be right as well. So does this though. That one was off though. Did I do that in several places maybe? I was not very consistent with this. Which way do you go? Why didn't I just 2, 4, 6 before that one? 2, 4, 5 before that. And there's just the station one that was 6 from against its direction, that's correct. That's correct, it seems. Against direction 2, 4, 6. Why can I not make this work? Now this is the truth. As long as we can then also overlap them. Now we have problems though. These are not correct. Dang it. Are they really that far off? Whoops. Two, 4, 5. 2, 4, 6. What? Okay, let's measure to the line between them, I guess. 2, 4, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay. I think that's my mistake. I've been confused all along. So if we do this again, now we should take this whole thing and be able to rotate it first of all. Yes. And paste it down over here as well. What? I have missed a signal here. Apparently I've missed a lot of signals. My bad. Okay. Hopefully this is scalable as it should be. It is. It's still difficult to actually get an idea about what we need and how we like one over the other. But putting in a setup like this is very tight. Actually, it's not possible here. It is possible over here with extra space. I think I just like this better. So this one. We have extra space for trains on the stations. That's nice. We have extra space to work with. And having to handle belts and stuff takes space as well. Especially if it comes from 3 sides and we only output to 1 side. So yeah, I think I like this better. I don't want this as part of the blueprint though. I need it to be though, because now we have problems with these signals again. Or we don't need it to be, but I didn't fix everything. So we will just keep those signals because they work. They don't cause any problems, I mean. Is that where they need to go though? I hope so. Good. This still rotates. Yes, it still overlaps like this. Yes, no undesired stuff was made. I don't think so. Good. Then we just need power. We could try doing substations, but they're just so expensive. I think we'll stick with... Wait. I seem to remember that these can be made in space. Do they maybe carry power or something? Because it's annoying you have to place down power poles when this can just go wherever you want it. But I don't think it works like I hope. Like, how would you connect it even? No, not like this at least. So we need to put scaffolding down for power poles, apparently. And as long as that's part of the blueprint, it's not too bad. And I think we should be able to make that work. Let's go back in here. Also, we need scaffolding for this, so we need it anyway. Are we going to do this just to keep it as symmetrical as possible? That still works good. Do we want extra space to be loading a train? Or is that not an issue? I don't think it will be. Can we put scaffolding down from here? I guess this needs scaffolding as well, right? Also, the full or the middle of everything needs it, so we need to bring it out anyway to be able to build. So if we need the ground in it too, we need a blueprint from here. So we can keep tiles. And then we can paste that around. And have tiles on all sides, yes. What about signals? I need to test a bunch of stuff. Do they connect to the rail or do they connect to the ground? I don't even have signals up here. I think I just want to expand this whole area a bit. Need more. Normal signal. Chain signal. And that's the same request, right? Yes. Are we out of green circuits? I think we are. Oops. We don't go in here. We go back to Novice. And send a rocket. Maybe adjust some parameters a bit here. 10,000. This is just a problem when we don't need it anymore, but for now, this is good. We're not inputting blue circuits, so that's good. Let's up this, because it's still not full after having been waiting for a while. Oh, 1,000, dang it. There. And let's just send this now. I could have requested some signals in there, but let's not. We are just going to wait for this rocket. It is connecting to this. Okay. How about the stations, though? We don't have stations either. It is not connected to this. Okay. So we need scaffolding for that. Good to know. I think we will just always have all of these stations and only just name those we need. It's not like it's expensive or anything like that. Also, if we power this, everything is a lot better, right? Yes. Signals didn't need scaffolding, that's nice. I think we want scaffolding for inserters to unload the trains. Honestly, we want scaffolding for most of this, but I don't want to spend scaffolding we don't have to. So if we would make small builds at the beginning, I don't want to fill in the whole thing. I guess that's part of a problem with these larger setups. So I will mostly be filling this in manually, I think. And it's less stuff that the robots have to deliver from far away. If we are okay with this, and I think we are, I think we just need to test it out. Let's delete these old things. And we want to be connected to this network because this is where we produce everything. I guess this have to be placed in 2 steps because the scaffolding have to be placed before we can paste the rest of the blueprint. And we are going to need a lot more construction bots in here. But I think that's okay. Wait, I didn't copy the tiles for this, because we needed to use a standard blueprint for that. Tiles, train stop names as well, because we want them to be unnamed. Are they unnamed though? Nope. Or unused, I guess. Unused. And I guess we want a limit of 2 trains for all of these, because that's what can be in this section. Good. Output might be limited otherwise, but we'll see. Okay, we are going to remove all of this, because it's old, unused stuff now. Get rid of it all, please. Thank you. New blueprint. Tiles, entities, train stop names, and snap to grid. Oh, but then we can't do all of this. We would have to have it only cover part of it. Is that bad? Something like this. That's the correct height and width. I think we want this to be relative, because otherwise I don't think we can start from here. But now we can... Okay, let's turn off our robots. We can just start. Cannot build on any space. We need to force it then. But then, yeah, I can just drag, and it's built up there as well. Awesome. So even with missing tiles, it works. That is important. It is a little bit laggy though, but that's fine. Okay, so they can build the available stuff there. If they had enough roboports at least. That is something we need to produce here. Can we do that right now? Did I ever make a blueprint for this? No. I'll try to remember to bring up more construction, but I don't want to sacrifice mine right now. Should we have radars in this? That would make things more visible from the map, which would be nice so we don't have to go to satellite view. But maybe satellite view gives us the possibility to look from the same distance as the map anyway. A little bit wider than the rails. Was that the map though? I don't even know anymore. Map lets us view a little bit wider. This is even wider. Okay, satellite view is superior, I guess. I just don't... Well, I'm not as used to using it, I guess. And I keep clicking the wrong things. We need big electric power poles. We don't have concrete here though. So that's another thing. At least I don't think we do. Whoops, not there. We need to go to Novice and have a look. Can we do this in a cannon? Yes, we can. Target a new chest. And limit by concrete. And turn on. Robots can't be shut up here though, otherwise I would have done that as well. Just anything else? We have rail, we have signals, we have power poles, roboports. Don't think I started doing those. And with concrete that should be possible as well. Good. Now, again, we need to place all of this twice. Because of the scaffolding, that's a bit annoying. Actually, maybe even more than twice. Because of the robot range. Oh, Roboport range. They can only build 2 Roboports at a time. 1 Roboport going up. So maybe it wasn't the greatest idea. Okay, stop. I'm out of landfill or scaffolding or whatever. Let's grab a little bit more of that. If we just went out with the scaffolding and let the base robots do everything else, that would speed things up a lot, and I wouldn't have to place too much down myself. But I don't know yet. Having this positioned for the global coordinates would have been nice as well, so I don't have to line it up every time. But I still think we can do that actually. If we go for absolute save and then just alter our base coordinates. I think it's more than 20, it's actually more like 50, I think. It's almost aligned horizontally. I think it just needed a little bit more than 50, maybe 52. Wait, why are y coordinates off like that? Let's have a look here. The x coordinates are correct now. Good. The y also looked like it needed 50, but then why was it still off? No, 50 is too much, I think. 25. Oh, okay. Because of rail. Are we more or less off now? We're more off. I wanted to go down by half the width or height of this. I think minus 52 is the actual number here. But it is just a guess. So close. Just 50 then, I guess. Or 48, because we need to move 2 rail pieces, which is 4 tiles. Please? Did I not save that? It moved down further. What? I am not going to question it. I just want it to work. Okay. So now we can just put it down, not worry about aligning. Oops. As long as I have the mouse within a setup. Yep. Good. Oh, we need power to these roboports, of course. This is not where that power goes, but I just want it to work right now. And we have the basis of our future setup here. But unfortunately, that's all we have time for in this episode, so thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.